Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And Hicksy is at it again, this time on a whole different level. Scump announced his engagement last night, but it turned out just before Shotzzy had actually leaked it pretty much on stream, although he got rather lucky because no one really seemed to notice. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that one. Plenty to dive into today. Also the Halo World Championship. There was some drama there last night, but the OpTic guys are absolutely romping through the bracket, but as it stands, we'll see that in a second. Afro, firstly, he's flying out to the US, of course. Everyone's getting ready to go for the new season. Afro, player for London Royal Ravens in previous seasons, now is going to be on the Minnesota Rokkr, of course, on their very interesting team for the new season. The other part of that, of course, being a seam to London. What is going on in that London camp? Why have they not said anything? Like, they haven't even confirmed Afro's departure. I think maybe they did confirm his departure because I guess they had to. It was confirmed to go to Rokkr. But apart from that, and that was so long ago that I don't even remember it, and everything else just hasn't been said. Like Paul X, Asim, Zero, Nasty, we know that's going to be the team before. We've known it for a long time. Vegas announced ages ago, and London haven't done anything. So whether this is anything to do with the whole ownership, drama that's going on behind the scenes over there right now with the Spanish organization coming in, I don't know. But still, I mean, the game is just about to launch, and usually you'd expect something relatively soon because when the game launches, these guys are going to be playing kickoff tournaments together. I don't know what's going on there, and Asim was even leaking it on stream last night as well, but still, it hasn't been confirmed officially by the organization. Now let's talk about the Halo champs, because Puckett firstly was back in the casting booth yesterday with Walshy. Thought this is really cool. Puckett did a great job as well. So I was going to talk in the other day. Puckett seems like he's going to make a return. What exactly is he going to do going forwards, right? Is he going to, okay, after he cast the Halo World Championship, right, what is his plan for the upcoming season to do more Halo stuff? Or there could be a desk spot open on the CDL broadcast, which of course is another possibility, which I'd personally love to see. So we'll see about that, right? Puckett as a host is great. Puckett as a caster for Halo certainly is absolutely fantastic as well. OpTic versus G1 he was casting, and yeah, FormaL had some nice plays in this. Honestly, the only map I believe that OpTic have lost so far this tournament is in groups to this native red team that are actually going to rematch them in the winners finals later on today. But yeah, up against G1 in the first round of winners, like they've just pretty much destroyed everyone, to be honest, so far. It's kind of absurd how dominant their run has been. Even last tournament back well, they won of course a month or so ago, and now this tournament as well. FormaL was making plays, Scump was watching of course this on stream, gets one kill, the second kill, and then just destroys the third guy as well. So yeah, they 3-0'd G1. They then continued on in the bracket up against Sentinels, 3-0'd them as well. And yeah, FormaL, I think this was that game that we just mentioned here, 35 and 21, 13 assists. FormaL was going off. Trippy obviously is also out of control. Lucid of course also MVP of the season for a reason, but yeah, FormaL was really turning up, and you know that Championship Sunday FormaL comes different as well. This is the thing throughout his career, and even kind of Krim has mentioned this in the past. I think Krim mentioned this when FormaL and the OpTic guys won the most recent event that they did. He was like, yeah, Championship Sunday FormaL is just a different beast, and of course that's going to be the case today. Just to icy, so they beat G2, they beat G1 3-0, and then G2 is another team. I'll see how they got on here in a second. Now there was some drama between FaZe and eUnited because Spartan definitely has a bit of a history with some of these eUnited guys, and there was also all the drama that we looked at just yesterday when Spartan was defending the Ascend guys after eUnited supposedly didn't replay that game 5. We looked at the drama. So yeah, Spartan was certainly standing up and letting them know. I mean, yeah, honestly, the trash talk was pretty immense here because I think they went down 2-1 FaZe, ended up winning 3-2, knocking eUnited down to losers, where they would get eliminated top 8 in the end, as we'll see in a second. And but then on the winners bracket side of things, on like the native red guys, they take down FaZe 3-2. This is a crazy game, actually went to time, this Slayer game 5. But yeah, remarkable scenes, honestly. This native red team, I believe formerly the Kansas City Pioneers team, they were pretty good for a time, but not massive names in the Halo scene at all. These guys are guaranteed top 3 here at the World Championship, taking down FaZe in this fashion. Crazy scenes. And they also beat Cloud9 just before that, one of the other big teams. So remarkable scenes. And then on the other side of the winners bracket, OpTic played Sentinels and pretty much just destroyed them. I mean, 1-0 already at this point. Not like too many of these maps are absolute blowouts, but still, just on the grand scheme of things, having gone 6-0 map counts in the winners bracket so far is pretty remarkable. And Trippy's making plays like this. I mean, there's not really much you're going to do about that. So yes, Sentinels go down 3-0 here. They get completely stomped by OpTic, and they move on to Championship Sunday in pretty much the best possible form. As I say, the only team that's taken a map off them so far, I believe, was in the group play to Native Red, the team they will play in the winners finals here later on today. I think they lost the Slayer game too, but they won the other game modes they played made there, and yeah, they've just been dominating everything outside of that. So they're in full force, and it's an interesting thing really, because back in the day, even the Call of Duty OpTic teams that were considered massive favourites for tournaments, even at the World Championship, they would often start out kind of slow, struggle to warm up into the tournament, and then by the time they got to Saturday and then really into Sunday, that's when they'd be in full flow. But this team just came to the event and immediately was destroying people. So yeah, very impressive performance from FormaL, as usual, as he says. We're focused on whoever's ahead of us, and we'll take him out. So yeah, FormaL coming at full blood, cold-blooded for the Halo World Championship. There was even a clip that came out after he retired and then decided to come back to the Halo team, where he was like, you know what, I was going to retire, but something was telling me that you've got to take this opportunity in Halo, and there's something greater around the corner. And well, we'll see if he can deliver that later on today. So yeah, Sentinels 3-0 win. They move into top 3, play the winner of FaZe or Native Red. And Native Red, of course, as we saw, won there in the game 5. So that will be the matchup they play today. So this is how the bracket is shaping up. OpTic 3-0 G1, 3-0 Sentinels. They played Native Red in the winners finals, who took down Cloud9 and FaZe both in game 5. So some game 5 ice certainly on this side of things. G2 got 3-0 as well by Sentinels. And this is the lower bracket, so some results already confirmed. G1, G2 already out. Jailings ascend as well. Also out top 12. Fnatic went up top 8, in addition to United, who went down to Cloud9. So as expected, these are the top 6 teams that remain. Oxygen versus FaZe, Cloud9 Sentinels, that's a banger on the kind of elimination round 3. And then all the way to the elimination finals, they'll play the loser of OpTic and Native Red. And then the grand finals will, of course, occur later on in the day. Not exactly sure what the format for the grand finals is, whether there's a kind of winner's bracket advantage. You guys can let me know in the comments section below, but certainly a good performance from OpTic Gaming so far. Now, of course, at this event, we had the OpTic guys from the COD side were attending. Of course, we see Lottie on the desk here, but Scump was there. Hitch comes on the desk along with Shotzzy. There's been some other guys in attendance as well. Methods is there, for example, also, but they got these guys on the desk. I thought it was pretty cool. Just a quick segment kind of between the matches when they've been doing watch parties from the venue itself. The big news last night from Scump's side, and we've seen many players over the last few years get engaged and married and all this type of stuff, and it's crazy that Scump and Natured, I believe, within the last few months have now got engaged with, as he says here. She said yes, he like hired out some sort of yacht or whatever, proposed on the yacht, even as the OpTic OpTic merch on here, which I thought was kind of nice really. So great scenes, great pictures, and yeah, so awesome stuff for Scump. And Isabel, I believe, is her name, kind of like not as public facing, let's say, as some of Scump's previous partners, which I think personally is exactly the way to be. So congratulations to Scump and everyone involved, and they had a great time, of course, on the boat and everything after this, the Avon, as he says. So really cool stuff, and yeah, just wholesome and good to see. And of course, we've seen over the last few years other pros get engaged, and you know, it's pretty interesting what is the average time between a pro getting engaged and married and then retiring, or like you know, because it's a relatively short period generally. We haven't seen too many in history, but Cream and aBeZy and Karma and stuff like this, you know, it's not really, maybe there's not a correlation there necessarily. It's just generally you get it getting older and therefore more likely to call it a day and call it a duty at some point. But still, I mean, the pros and these guys are moving on to other periods of their life at some point or another. And you know, when you've got a family and stuff, then maybe content makes more sense, as we've seen with aBeZy, for example, has, you know, wife, kids and all this type of stuff, and you know, felt like at some point actually competing and putting all that time into that made a bit less sense than doing content, having more time to spend with the family and stuff. So definitely that's a question that I'm sure these guys will think about. Didn't really seem to affect Crim too much, of course, marrying Dana, like he was still fully committed to the Call of Duty grinds, but you know, still I thought this was kind of nice. Now this was just hilarious from Shotzzy. This clip is absolutely fantastic. So Shotzzy on stream last night, where I mean, look at his face right here, this is just fantastic. So I'll share this on the full screen. He also reacts to his own clip when he leaked it, but yeah, so he's sitting right next to Scump. They're co-broadcasting the event in person there at the venue, and obviously someone told him about Scump getting engaged, and he was searching up on his phone or whatever, maybe even on the PC when he wasn't live, wedding rings and this type of stuff, just to kind of see what Scump was getting or what type of things you could get. I don't know what he was thinking exactly. And even though he was doing this on an incognito window, didn't seem to matter. He was still getting ads based on what he was just searching up before, and right as he scrolls down on YouTube there, he can see that the ads at the top for the wedding rings, and then he looks over to Scump and is like, oh, did I leak this?
Surely they have it on, right? Wait, look, wait, I look at that, bro. Look. Damn, I was mind blown. Dude, I was so mind blown. I was like, yo, did I just leak that
Thankfully, it seemed at the time nobody really noticed. I'm sure someone noticed in the chat and thought, damn, Shotzzy's going to propose or whatever. Turned out there was a rather different story going on, but I just thought this is hilarious, right? I mean, Shotzzy, you cannot stop this guy. It doesn't matter what the case is. If you tell him anything, something is going to go wrong. And even as Roger says, dog, I'm never talking to you ever again because, yeah, this could have been a rather, well, it could have been worse for Shotzzy. Got away with it, of course, but I mean, yeah, that is hilarious, honestly, that Shotzzy thought he leaked it, and then it was a little bit later in the day when it all got confirmed to the public and stuff, and he eventually got away with it. But we've seen Shotzzy leak plenty of things in the past. This just another great example. There was even a response here, I think, actually from Dashy in the replies here somewhere. Yeah, I mean, even Dashy replies to this one. So, yeah, the OpTic guys have got to learn not to tell Shotzzy anything, because even I think, well, I don't know if they told him, but Shotzzy leaked or seemed to believe that Capture the Flag was going to be the third game mode or something, and then, like, he managed to find a way to leak that, and it's happened with rosters and other things over the past couple of years as well. So, yeah, good that Shotzzy got away with this one, and I'm sure, you know, Scump wouldn't have liked that stuff leaked to the public in advance of his own tweet and announcements, but, you know, still, it's just funny that even when something like this occurs, Shotzzy still manages to find a way to leak it regardless. So, great clip, I thought, all things considered. And yeah, just thought I'd mention, right, because as I was saying, a lot of pros now over history and other guys that are now getting engaged, getting married. What does that mean for the longevity of the career necessarily? Maybe it doesn't mean too much, and it's just kind of a correlation rather than a causation thing. And in fairness, there have been guys, even the likes of, you know, Karma with Holly for many years, and, you know, had a kid in Bella before he retired during the Modern Warfare season only a couple of years ago now in 2020. So very much enjoyed your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. I might just finish out with that other clip from Shotzzy from a couple of days ago. I think I played it at the start of the video, but not with the audio and stuff, when he was driving around and managed to go the wrong way down the street. So yeah, I guess I'll share that for you guys as well. And even this from Doug, I thought was, you know, someone on the other side of the spectrum with regard to getting married and everything. But yeah, as he says, clear body, clear mind, no STDs, no tattoos, and yeah, he's getting ready to get back in the trenches. So yeah, Doug is built different. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Alright, so we got Chipotle, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, alright, bet, you know, gonna go home, all that good stuff, right? I'm like waiting for the, you know, the arrow to turn green or whatever, right? And then it turns green right here. I'm like, alright, bet. So I go, right? Oh my god, look at this. Look at these two barricades. I'm like, alright, well, like, I probably had to go to the, you know, a different lane. Me not realizing in the moment that there was a gap right there, right? So then I go, right? I'm like, all right, I have to go to the left. So then, yeah.
Bro, he goes to an intersection line.
Yo, I'm mind blown. I see a truck. I'm like, yo, it says new traffic pattern. I'm like, bet. I'm like, oh, yo, I'm like, what the? And then,
It was hella cars.
and then I'm.